Hey, Pat here. I just wanted to give a quick rundown for, I guess, week 34 of Season 2 of League of Legends for who's free and who's on sale. And a quick final thought on Zera for this week for anyone who's just unfamiliar with these characters. So here's the quick rundown. Dr. Mundo is free. Dr. Mundo is mainly played as a jungler these days. He's a quick clear jungler, so you want to take his I'm pretty sure it's his W, the one that causes the fire to wrap around him. That allows for a quick clear, and then using Cleaver to slow, he can get some pretty good ganks. You should check him out. He's pretty unkillable once he gets his ultimate. For AP mid, you could check out Cassidon. He's an anti-mage, basically. His passive gives him a solid amount of magic resistance. He also has a distance silence, and his ultimate is a teleport move that does some pretty good damage. So he can close in on spellcasters pretty well. Unfortunately, if you're playing like blind, you may or may not get matched up poorly in a match for Cassidon. And if he's causing a lot of trouble, send an AD carry up there, and they could probably mop him up. Singe, this is a top lane guy. I don't know if he can jungle. I can see he can. I would imagine he could be. He's one of those characters that will not die. You can do a lot of damage with Singe. He's great for catching people. He has a move that just flings people over his shoulder. He can spit glue on the ground, and that'll slow people. And he has a poison cloud, very annoying, and his ultimate just makes him unkillable. Soraka, most people probably know who Soraka is. Standard support, the supportive support. She has a heal. She can regain mana. She can lower magic resistance. She does just about anything. If you want to be really helpful, play Soraka. You'll be hitting bot lane with an AD carry. Mordekaiser, mid Kaisers I like to call him. He is at a AP mid off tank in the late game. Build spell vamp on him. I would hit his E first for that cone. The main quirk of Mordekaiser is that a third of his magic damage is converted into a second life bar. He doesn't use mana, he trades his health in. So you want to get some spell vamp to kind of make his spells kind of cast for free. Next up, we have Ezreal. He can be either an AP mid or an AD carry. He's mostly put as an AD carry, so you're going to be heading bot with him. He's great for his mobility. He has a command flash basically with his E, and his W and his Q do great damage. And he has an attack speed buff, so that can be very helpful in team fights. It's also a nerf on the enemy team. Galio, you can see him played in several areas. He can go top, he can go mid, and he can play support as well. You don't see a lot of support Galios these days. He's pretty cool. Uh, the main things to think about him is I'm pretty sure his magic resistance turns to AP, so you can build him tanky and still manage to get quite a bit of damage on him. He's got a great Q, which is a blast of energy, and his ultimate is the main thing that you should really think about when you're playing him. It's an AoE taunt, and the amount of damage that's dealt to him while everyone's taunted in that AoE, he deals back. Great for team fights. If you look back, I think on MLG you can see some really great play from Expeke. Probably getting that wrong, but one of the European players who did a fantastic job is playing as Galio. Next up, Brand, another AP mid. He's basically a chain character. When he hits somebody with an attack, it ignites them. Not the summoner spell ignite, but an ability, I think it is called ignite or inflamed, something like that. And that allows him to stun with abilities. He's got a good ultimate as well that can bounce through several people, doing massive damage in a team fight. Wukong, he's a top laner. He's kind of fallen out of favor as the game meta is shifting a little bit away from bruiser top. Um, he's powerful and he does a boatload of damage and he can escape really well. He's got a good move where he spawns a clone and then he runs away stealth. It's a pretty easy way to trick people, and his ultimate's good for team fights. He spins around like an idiot. Kind of like Garen, except he does tons and tons and tons of damage. And last but not least, oh man, we got free week Graves. Graves is a great AD carry. Play him if you just want to kill a lot of people. His Q is a good shotgun attack. His passive is important because every time he deals a hit of damage or he's considered to be in combat, he gains magic resistance and armor. So that's like a free basic defense item if you can kind of like hit minions a couple of times before you can engage. Very tanky, very powerful. He basically has a lot of Caitlyn's kit, except it's more successful. Like his escape or his dash gives him attack speed. He's great. Check him out. If you're having trouble playing as Ezreal, like he doesn't make enough sense to you, just play Graves. Graves is easy mode. And I guess I could just sum it up as the easy mode characters are Graves. I'm gonna go against myself and say Mordekaiser's. He's pretty easy mode, and Singed and Mundo are two characters that they just won't die. So try them out and have a lot of fun. As for who's on sale, we have Leona, who is a great kill support. You basically want to play her if you want to support somebody, but you don't want to heal them, you don't want to buff them anyway. You just want to do some killing. She's got multiple stuns. She's got a move where she can leap onto somebody. Her ultimate is an AoE stun. It's crazy, and her passive allows people to do extra damage on people. So what you want to kind of do is hit her passive, then you hit, and you let her reproc her passive. It's a lot of fun to lane with a Leona. Kassadin talked about him before, and Mundo, both free week characters. So if you wanna, you could try them before you could buy them. I would definitely give a thumbs up on Leona if you want to be an aggressive support. But you know, it's Soraka exists, and they're trying to buff Sona. For fanciness, ooh, you can get Superb Villain Veigar for a much more, I'm gonna say, better price, and the Silver Warwick is not as disgustingly priced, and Siren Cassiopeia, which looks pretty cool. That is going to be at a pretty good price as well. If I played Veigar, I'd definitely pick that up. And Cassiopeia skins, most of those actually look pretty cool. They vary her up quite a bit. So for the final like closer for this little like, what were we saying is the week 34 update. Zira is going to be coming out soon. I put up a full game with her, and I did that trial game. She's an interesting character. I'm not quite sure what role she's going to find for herself. She has some trouble doing a lot of damage. I mean, she could do some pretty good damage in that passive version when she dies, when she turns into a cannon, can be pretty dangerous. And I've seen the power of her ultimate firsthand. If you watch that full Zero video I did, three of us accidentally walked on it and we all got insta-killed because I think the AP ratios on it are pretty good. But I'm not quite sure if she's really the like high skill champ that they're talking about. I still don't like the fact that W doesn't really seem to have any good use on its own, but it's an insta-cast with no cooldown. So one of the things that I kind of discovered is that you can hit Q or you can hit E and then immediately hit W, and you can plant the seed down before the ability goes into effect. So it's almost like you almost don't even want to consider rampant growth and ability. It's almost just like, hey, here's this bonus for either of these two things. And if you catch people and they're not paying attention, turrets can do quite a bit of damage, and if you use a Stranglethorn on them, her ultimate, they gain quite a bit of attack speed. I'll be curious to see. She strikes me as like, she's going to be like Zig, I think, where she's kind of quirky, kind of interesting. She'll be played a little bit, but she's going to drop off. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Zira. She'll probably get reworked in a year or so, and who knows if she'll have a comeback. I don't know. She seems interesting. I may or may not buy her. Been having fun on the beta servers, but hate playing on the beta. Well, hopefully they gave you a little bit of information about what you can play this week, what's on sale this week, and have fun leaguing it.